Today, I want to review and share with you a piece of gear that I think everybody should have in their arsenal when they're a mountain biker, and that's a tire pressure gauge. In particular, I'm going to be showing and reviewing the Topeak SmartGauge D2. I've had this thing for about 3 years, and I use it every single time I ride. Now, if you're new to mountain biking and you don't know what a tire pressure gauge is or even PSI, it just stands for pounds per square inch. And if you know how many pounds per square inch you like to run in your front and back of your tire, then you can actually fill your tire to that PSI and know that you're going to have a pretty consistent ride every time. It takes all the guessing out. Now, the Topeak is awesome because it allows you to pick either Presta or Schrader, depending on what type of valve you're running. I'm running a Presta valve, so I have it on there. And it also lets you swivel this top, which is great because depending on the angle of how you're testing the PSI of your tire, you can just kind of see the display a lot easier because you're able to swivel it. And there's been many times I've been on the trails where having this with me in my pack has actually helped a lot, because either myself or some friends were running too high of a PSI, and instead of just taking air out with our finger and guessing where that was, we're actually just able to use this air pressure gauge and get it to exactly what we prefer. So let's get my tire set up for how I prefer to ride before I head out on a ride, and I'll show you how this thing works. Okay, so how do you use this? Well, come down here, got my Presta valve. I'm going to open that up a bit, and this is my back tire. Now I'm going to turn this on. You just saw that I swiveled the top of this thing so I can see it based on how I'm operating down here. It has an on button. We're at 0 PSI. What's really cool about this, by the way, is you can choose your units. You can do PSI, you can do bar, and you can even do this in kilograms. But I'm going to go to PSI right now. And all I have to do is make sure that I'm on Presta, have my valve set properly, and I'm just going to push this down and hold it in. Now you're going to see right now it says I'm at 24. I prefer to ride at a 25 PSI in my back tire. So I know we're only talking about 1 PSI here, but it's kind of cool to be able to be that consistent on my rides. So I'm going to pump this over 25 so you can see how this tire pressure gauge can allow you to move it down to exactly the PSI you want. Let's lock on the old tire pump here and get inflating. I have my handy Schwinn tire pump here. This actually has a gauge on it down here, but I find that, some of these ones, I think I bought this at a Target or a Walmart or something. So I'm not using this for an exact measurement at all of what I'm pumping. These kind of cheapo tire pumps I only use for air, but right now I think I'll stop it here. Let's check out what our tire pressure is. This has an automatic shut off, by the way, which is really cool. So you don't shut it off. I forget how long it takes, but within like 30 seconds, it's going to shut off on its own. So originally we were at 24. I just pumped it up, pop it down in there. Look, I'm at 30 PSI. And as long as I keep this held in, there's this great tuning button right here. If you hit that, you'll see that this starts to flash. And then if I hold this button, if I just gently start tapping into this button, and you can do it one-handed, you can start to get down to the tire pressure you want. Now you're going to see it fluctuate. It says 28. When I hold this down, you'll see it kind of probably change. See, to 21, 27. But I'm getting down to what I want. So I'm at 26. I'm getting there. I'm starting to just tap this now. Right there, 25 PSI. No, that's 26. There we go. 25 PSI is what I want. Take this off, and that back tire is good to go. Let's do the front before we head out on a ride, and you can see how this works again. Right, over on my front tire, let's take off this sweet turquoise blue stem cap, open up that valve, and get our tire gauge here. Let's see where we're at. So I'm at 21 right now, and again, I said I prefer 22. I know it's not that big of a difference, but I'm going to pump this up to 22 and get myself totally set. Okay, just pumped up the tire. Let's see what I got right now. 24. Again, I was at 21 and I prefer 22. So all I have to do is hit this tune button and just start pressing this. So you can see now I'm at 23. And now I'm at 22, and that's holding steady. So perfect. Take that off, close off the valve. Put my cap back on. Lovely. Okay, so the Topeak SmartGauge D2 Totally recommend it. Again, about $32 on Amazon. I'll leave a link down in the description below if you're interested in this one. But even if you're not buying this one, get yourself one that's good quality. Don't just fine-tune your bike, fine-tune your life. Hopefully I'll see you out there on the trails. Peace and love.
So say what you want, say what you will. I miss the ride.